Hello again, lightsaber fans. I did a review of this Anakin by TXQsabers, I think it was called. I don't even remember, sorry. I've since gone and weathered it and also added a whole bunch of details into the crystal chamber area, as you can see here. I'll tell you what parts I used, but they're kind of hard to find. I just had a box of Gundam accessory parts. So these little brass things here are used to do a hose on like a Zaku model kit. And so I had those left over. And then I also had these. I don't even know where they belong on a Gundam, but I just had them and they coincidentally fit these recesses. So they worked well for bases for these little wires to run through to the other side. And then this is just the inside copper core of electrical wiring. So if you just buy solid core wiring and to strip off the insulation, that's what you have there. I also have some blue and red ones and a green one over there. And then this is a wicking copper thing for soldering, and this is a stainless steel version as well. They're just all sitting loose in there, but they're never going to fall out because they're trapped by these walls. And then I just put a bunch of Tamiya paint washes in there, and then this is a brass rod and more Gundam detail parts. I don't know what they are. I've since gone on AliExpress where I bought them all, and they're gone. I don't know what the deal is. You can't buy these on AliExpress anymore. So you might have to source them from some sort of Gundam related shop. You just look up like metal detail Gundam and you'll find them. Yeah, sorry I didn't do a video. It probably took me 6 hours to do all this, experimenting with fitting pieces and stuff like that. But let's turn this on.
Power on. Temple guard.
I think it definitely looks nicer, right? It looks more like a damaged saber being all weathered and more detail. Okay, so that's a random bit there. These are all Tamiya paint washes here, so I can always just rub them off if I really wanted it to be clean again. I bought this 18 centimeter plug. It's not a plug, it's an actual neopixel blade. It's actually 185 millimeters or 18.5 centimeters, I would say. It had a rubber protector. It was inside foam and it was inside this box. So that arrived safely. Now the issue is this set screw here. I have to use this hex thing. But let me show you this thing working.
Star Killer.
Yeah, so even something this short, it definitely works. It's pretty neat, right?
Ventress.
Alright, you get the idea. But if I'm going to be swapping out blades, you know, the full length blade, this length blade, oh, you know what, before I even go into the screws, I may as well show you. I did buy this blade plug. So this is the 7/8 size, or 22 millimeter size. Oh, let's see how it goes. This fits way in there. There's no neopixel on this one, so you can pretty much rest this anywhere you want.
Leia.
I guess let me turn off the lights again. So as long as the set screw contacts that white tube at some point, you can pretty much set this where you want, right? Maybe I could even have it stick out that far, because the set screw is pretty high up. Oh, actually, sorry. It is going to have to be pretty far down on this particular saber. So I'll never be able to see this white on this saber because the set screw is so far in. All I'll ever be able to see is this little, I don't know, it's like I don't know if this is anodized aluminum. That's what I suspect it is. But, I don't know what this is either. Maybe this is also just anodized yellow. Still, pretty neat, I think. Oh, you can actually remove it if you wanted to for some reason. But I don't. So what I was thinking is I would try to get some easier to use set screws instead of having to use this hex tool. So I bought an assortment of M3 because that's what my thing takes. This is M3 by 10. Let's see how this one works. So I guess the question is, at what point does it start? Oh, at that point it starts coming through the wall. So M3 by 10 is actually excessively long. Yeah. So you don't want M3 by 10. That's what I now realize. M3 by 5 might be a better choice, or 6, but maybe I'll cut this down. And but it's definitely easy. I don't need a tool anymore. And it's knurled, so it's got some nice details. It actually fits very well with the chrome of this one. Alright, let's take that one out. Then we got this cool little red one here. This is also M3 by 10. Just to show if you did cut it down. Now obviously this one is sticking out quite a bit, so yeah, that's sorry, this button's annoying. Yeah, that's way too long. I'll have to unscrew that down, and it's really weird to have it stick this far out but not be wider. So this aluminum one maybe not aesthetically the nicest, so I'll pass on this one. Let's save it for some other project. Then we have this brass one, which is also M3 by 10. I think I just went with 10 just to be safe, and I was cut them down. Well, let's see how this looks on this thing. Now because this has these like brass, they look like grease ports or high pressure air ports. Oh, this works okay, right? It at least matches a lot with the other brass parts, and it's clearly easy to use. Not bad. It's rounded, so it's not going to snag on much. That's not bad. Not bad at all. What we have here, a different kind of knurling. And these are probably M3 by 10 also. Yes, they are. But this one has like a crosshatch knurling, as you can see, which is a little more detailed, I would say. And this one doesn't have any offset, it looks like, to the thread, so this is just going to bottom out right against the tube. That's not bad. It looks like a Darth Maul set screw. Okay. That's actually probably maybe my favorite one. And the last one I tried is a lower profile brass one, which incidentally again is, I think, M3 by 10. Now this one I'm already thinking is a bad idea. It rests right against the tube. It's nice and low profile, but it's harder. Well, no, you can still grab it. So if you're looking for the very lowest profile, this particular design works pretty well. And if you, as long as you have some other brass pieces on your lightsaber, I think it looks okay. Obviously you could paint it, but I think it's gonna chip off. But if you have a weathered lightsaber, not an issue. So what I need to do is basically find out at what length I should have this. Should it be 5 millimeters or 6 millimeters? So I'm going to take a marker and mark this threading here. It might be hard for you to see. That's pretty far down. Okay, paint marker painted. Let's pull this out. And then calipers. So if it's flush, which you don't want, by the way, that is 6. So yeah, it wouldn't actually grab the tube, and that's why I went with 10. But I almost feel like maybe M3 by 7 or something would give you just enough of that metal to press into the tube, and keep it from falling out. So I'm gonna have to come back after I cut some of these down. Okay, so you might ask how to easily cut these. If you have a Dremel, it's pretty easy. What I do is I screw on an M3 nut, and I basically take the Dremel disc cutter and I just cut against that nut. So, and then I hand file down the burrs. So for this particular lightsaber, anywhere between 6.3 and 6.5 seems to be an ideal length. I did cut this one too short. It's worthless now. This one is like 5.5, so that's no good. It just doesn't reach anymore. But 6 doesn't really reach too well either, so this one, it has to dig into the blade a little. This one's 6.3 or so, and then this one is 6.4. Yeah, and then the one inside, as you can see, that's actually 6. So, but I do feel the 6 might be a little bit too short, because what happens is, you know, the set screw is going to dig in to the polycarbonate here. If it digs in too much, it's going to crack that threading, so there's a fine balance point. 6 will grab it, but if this is a full-length blade, I have a feeling it would slip past this. So 6.3 I think might be the ideal number. Anyways, let's try this one here. Yeah, so that's pressed up.
Power on.
Yeah, so I cannot pull that out, but again, this is a short blade, so. Okay, well, that's it today for today's little lightsaber modification show, I guess. I don't think I'm going to do much else to this one. There's really nothing else to replace. But you never know, maybe I'll buy a different lightsaber that I can maybe modify some more. But if you get some Gundam bits, that's the main thing here. Gundam bits and some extra wire and stuff. And as far as fastening these, I just crazy glued them. They're just crazy glued in. I'm not going to be dueling. If I was dueling, maybe those would break loose, but this is just for show. So, thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next lightsaber video.